Okay, thank you everybody for joining us today. So we're glad to have you and we really appreciate your presence here. So today we're going to be looking at intro to mapping in R. So I'm going to go through the agenda. So we welcome you all. We're sorry for the late, we're late in starting the program today, sorry. So we apologize for that. So I'm going to introduce the co-organizers as well as myself. So I'm Belikiso Olatunji. I'm a data scientist and the founder of Business Data Laboratory. So I'm also the founder and co-organizer of the Abuja, Our Ladies Abuja, Nigeria. So I also have Abiodun Egwenu. She's a field epidemiologist and AMR program manager working with the Nigerian Center for Disease Control. We also have Dr. Mabel Ajumobi. She's a director and a chief vet officer with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. So today I'm going to introduce our speaker. She is Ola Giwa. So Ola is currently a contract data journalist. So her duties are to attract, transform, and load data in order to assist in finding the stories that lies within it. So prior to working with Chicago Public Media, she worked on cleaning data at the Invisible Institute for the benefit, for the Beneath the Surface project. So our project also tends towards machine learning, and also she is a data science tutor at Coding Bootcamp. So I want to welcome Ola for joining us today. We're really honored to have you. Thank you so much. So I will hand over to you now so you can share your screen.
Thank you for the introduction. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be probably a really quick tutorial. It just goes over the basics of like how to create like a map with R. As uh uh yeah, as the introduction says, I am a teaching assistant at Data Science Bootcamp. Also, I don't know if you guys know this show. It's a pretty old show. I'm a fan of My Little Pony. It's a cartoon show. I consider myself an R lurker. Most of my jobs, everybody worked in Python. So, you do what the Romans do, or you do what your boss tells you to do. So, I haven't really gotten a chance to actually go have a deep dive with R. But I love the community. And yeah, and thank you for inviting me to talk with everybody. And I used to be an Our Lady Chicago organizer. Yeah, go on. Okay, let's get ready to learn. So the agenda today, I'm gonna just tell you why GAS is kind of hard. Or I'm gonna share my story into getting to GAS. Where to find geodata, like geospatial data online. What is GGMap? And then after that, we're just gonna go deep dive into making a point map and a density map. And if we have time, we can look at the Tidy Geocoder library as a pretty cool library. Yeah, so I'll just go on. So like I said, GAS is for me it's pretty hard. In the beginning of this year, I really wanted to learn GAS, so I figured the best way to learn is to teach people. So thank you for coming to my talk. But it's really hard to create a 3D spatial map and a 2D space. And also the Earth is really huge. And so not only are we going through different dimensions, it's also different scaling too. And so there's different ways to project the Earth. These are a few of the ways, like a cone. I think this is the most, the sphere and the cylinder. I think these are the most common maps that you usually see in like the classroom. And then there's like a whole bunch of other map projections. The most popular map projections that I've seen when you're working with GIS data is the Albers projection. And so that was one obstacle I was having, just learning all the science behind mapping on GIS. And so the R has a lot of good packages for geospatial data. There's the SP, S, and SF packages, and they are good for SF stands for simple. I think it stands for simple, yeah, simple features. And so that's, you use them when you're working with vector data. And so the map on the right is the vector data. It's mostly like when you're dealing with lines, points, and polygons, that's vector data. And then there's also another library called raster, and that's when you're dealing with images. So the left is a raster image, so like dealing with pixels. And so there's a lot of information when it comes to geography data. So this is an example of a SF object, a spatial object. And so I'm never gonna try to figure out what's going on here. There's countries in here. I guess this is the population for each point. And then there's things to hold polygon information. And so it's not really like a data frame. I think it's more of like a matrix, like a data frame within the data frame. And that kind of like deterred me for like even wanting to learn GS with R, because it was so difficult, at least to me. But then I learned about the GGMap package through my mentor from the Data Visualization Society. Tanya, she also gave a talk to Our Ladies of Abuja, I think in April. And so yeah, GGMap, it's an extension of the tidyverse, and it follows the same principles of ggplot package. So the layers of graphics. If that makes any sense. If I'm confusing anybody, just let me know. You're free to stop me or whatever. But it's just like the basics to this package is like you download a raster image from an API. So it's either like Google image or Statman Maps. I don't think it's called Stata Maps, and there's another one called OpenStreetMaps. You download like an image of a tile from there, and then from there you can just add on your genomes that you're familiar with in ggplot. So you can add, if you want to make a density plot, you can use genome points. If you want to add like a heat map, you can use the density 2D, density 2D genome to create that effect. And so there are many ways to find geographic data. A lot of cities around the world have their own data portals. So like New York Chicago, San Francisco, Nigeria, London, and I'm pretty sure all over the world they have geographical data. And also, if you go deeper into GIS, they also have shape files as well. If you ever need shape files, you can also go to the census bureau, and they have shape files for every country, I believe. And then on Tidy Tuesday, they have a couple great sets. I know a really fun one that I like looking at is the squirrels of New York. um, and then they have you know, forest fires, tornadoes, bee populations. So there's a lot in the Tidy Tuesdays data sets. Also, Kaggle is a great way to find information. And if you know, if you're interested, if you're looking for information and you can't find it, I know in the States, we have FOIA. It's called Freedom of Information Act. So in the States, um a public um public organization or government organization is required to give you data if it's not too burdensome on them. So working in the newsroom with the WBZ, a lot of times we will request for police data. Like the police data that we are looking for are like, I don't know, tactical response data. So if um the police use like SWAT on people, yeah, on people, then we will request there. But you know, there's just, we didn't really have the best relationship with the police, so it took longer than expected to get the data. um but yeah, or you can also go to the federal government for data if you haven't seen any data. I know there's a food desert database with the government that you can check out. So there's tons of data out there. And so the data set that we're going to look at is the Chicago crime data set. I thought that would be fun since it's the holidays. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of retail thefts about, and so we can like go and look at that. There's a lot more onto the data dictionary, but I just, you know, I since we're mapping, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but a lot of the cases are case numbers are repeats because sometimes there's more than one offender in the record for a crime. So I'm just gonna stop sharing momentarily. uh and yeah, I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna go to Chicago data portal crimes. um and then I'm gonna share this link in the chat for anybody who wants to follow. This is a very huge data set. It's from 2001 to present, so this is like over 20 years of data. I wouldn't, uh, I don't know, can you guys still see my screen? Yeah. I wouldn't suggest, I'll just erase this up a bit. I wouldn't suggest downloading 20 years of data because it's going to be a lot. So I also prepared like a small data set. It's just a month's worth of data, but I'll just go through the steps on how to download it from the Chicago data portal. So down here, you can add filters. So I'm going to filter by date. And then I'm going to go back to October 15th to November 15th. And then down here, just click on the apply button. So it went down from like 79 rows to 163 rows. And then I can do export and I can choose whatever format that I want. I want CSV. And so I'm going to click download. Okay. Okay. Was everyone who wanted to follow, were you able to download the package? Okay. I'm going to assume that everyone's silence is a yes. And I'm just okay. Yes, verbal confirmation. All right. And then I'm gonna stop for a second. Um, okay. Then I'm gonna reshare my screen. Okay. And so for this package, all you need to for this demo, all you need to do is download GGMap. And then call it in using GGMap library. And then I'm gonna use the janitor library to clean up the names of the columns. And if you don't have janitor, all you have to do is just do install packages janitor. All right. So I'm going to drop more links in the chat. So there are like multiple APIs that you can use with GGMap. I love using Google Google Maps, but the thing with Google Maps is that you have to give them your credit card information in order to use it. But they give you like $200 worth of credit. So if you only use your if you only use the Google API like a couple times a month, you won't get charged. But if you're using Google Maps, let's say you have like an industry app and you're calling it like about 2,000 times a day, then you will get charged using Google Maps. I know that might be concerning for some people. So another API is the Stata Maps. And so you can sign up for that API here, and then the Google, and then for the Google API, you can go to the Google console. Look, it's oh, this is not a pretty. Let's see. Yeah, this is a pretty long link, but I'll just send it here. There. The Stata map is the easiest option in order to get an API key. I'm going to use that for now for this example. Okay. And so first we have to give it our API key. So is this oh okay. I'm running into technical difficulties, so let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Google Map API because I'm I'm having issues, but if I have time, I'll try to fix it. So um we have to give them our API key. So it's usually register Google, and if you're using the Stenman maps, it's usually register Stata maps, and then your API key. I find it annoying having to write your API key every time you start a new session. So I like to put it in my environment. Um, so here is an extra link. It just explains how to put your API key in your environment because you don't want to share your information because like I said, once someone gets your API key, they can call to the Google API like many times. And if anybody has any questions or anything, uh just let me know. Uh, yeah. So I like putting it in my um .r environment. So I think do You can create it on your own, or I think you can do execute. Oh, uh, totally forgot how to do this. Um, let's- it's in real time. Uh, okay, I think if you use this command, it should be able to pick up the R environment. But essentially, you would edit this, um, you edit this file, put your API key in here, and then you'll be able to call it. So I'm gonna like stop sharing my environment for 1 second to put in my environmental variables. And then once you edit your environmental variables, make sure you restart your R session. And then in order to call your key from your environment, just use this get env Google API key. That's how you call your environmental variables. So I'm just going to do key. Get env. So that's one hurdle. And then next we have to tell it what location that we want. Well, first let's load in the data. So I'm just going to data. I'm going to read in the data set that I shared from the GitHub. Okay, and then I'll view it. Yeah. So I mean the names aren't so bad. It's just like instead of a space or underscore, they use dots. But I still want to use the janitor to make it a little bit more clean. So yeah. So we can explore this data set a little bit. Like I said, some of the case numbers are repeating, like over here, because there's probably more than one offender that's doing the crime. And so the primary type, there's many. So there's theft, there's retail theft, there's motor vehicle theft, weapons violations, robbery, and the description just tells you like who it's like what damage, the actual thing that they damage, if it's a person, if it's an object. For theft, there's over 500, under 500. So there's a lot to dig into this data set. And like I said, this is only like a month's worth of data. So I can't imagine someone trying to analyze over 20 years of Chicago crime. So I'm just gonna create a subset of this. Um, using the janitor package clean names. And then I'm just gonna filter things to theft. And I'm interested in retail theft since it's the holidays and I need new jeans. So just gonna run this. Oh, I did not load the tidyverse package. That's what I didn't do. I still need the tidyverse. Okay. And I think oh yeah. Yeah, description. So the script. Yeah, finally got it. And so this is our data set with just retail theft. And we could, if we wanted, we could, oops. We can even do a deeper dive, but maybe next time. Okay. On to the fun part. So let's do GGMap. So let's call the API to actually get a map. So this Chicago. Get map. Location Chicago. Zoom in 10. And then we're gonna do map type. Terrain. First we have to get the map. And this is how we are calling the API, the Google Map API, to actually get the map. And then now we have to print out the map. Hmm. Let's see. Says it doesn't have an API key. Okay. And this is the terrain map on Google Maps. So is there any questions or concerns anybody has? Oh wait. Okay. I'm gonna take the silence as no questions for right now. Oh, new message. Okay. Thank you, Tunde. So yeah, so what we have so far, we can add points to our graph, just to map out where the retail thefts are happening. So we're gonna use GeoPoint. Point. Oh yeah, it can be. So in plots in this right hand corner, there's the export, and then you can save it as an image or a PDF, or you can copy it to your clipboard. So that's how you can export it. Yeah, GeoPoint. Point. And so I'm gonna tell it the data is the crime subset, the retail subset, and the statics. Axis for longitude and Y is for latitude. So it's gonna be longitude, Y equals latitude. And then I'm gonna pick a color. I'm gonna do blue. And then I want the size of my points to be 1.5. And so this is like very similar to like a ggplot method. You know, you you have your base and then your statics. So just gonna run. And I don't know if you can see this. The zoomed in map, but you can see there's like a lot of points in the center of Chicago, and that's the downtown area where all the expensive stores are located. So it seems like it checks out. Um yeah. Any questions on that? Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. I want to thank you guys for staying with me so far. I appreciate it. And so another thing we can do is a heat map. And so it's the same type of logic. It's not too different. And so just gonna do GGMap. And the map that we want is this one, the Chicago map. Um, and then I'm gonna use stat density 2D um to create like a density map onto um the area of Chicago, my aesthetics. So my X and Y's are going to be my longitude and latitude. And then my fill is going to be level. And then my alpha, the transparency, I'm going to make it equal to 0.2. And then I'm just going to just do a random bin size of like 10. The data that I'm going to use to make the density plot is subset. And then my geom is going to be polygon. And I hope that this works. Let's see if it does. Yeah. So it kind of does. Um, let's see if it gets a little bit better if I make have more bins. So I'm gonna do 50. Okay. So there's like a little bit more detail that there's crime throughout the city, but the hotspot is still in the center of the city. And so if we wanted to change this instead of level, do you want to change it to retail thefts? You can just use the labs argument. Over here. Um, so that's the end of my talk. If you guys are interested in doing the statman, the stata version, just let me know. We can go over that. It's essentially the same thing. But it's a little bit different. Um, yeah, it's whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Okay, is it possible to add the first layer, that's the geom point with the stats density 2D?
I don't know.
Kind of like what we have in ggplot. We can add multiple geom layers. So I don't know.
Yeah, we can try it. Yeah. Just gonna copy and paste it because I'm lazy. So I'll just copy and paste this.
Yes, it's okay.
And then I'm gonna put it red.
Give it a different color. Yeah.
Yeah. See. Yeah. And so if we wanted the points to stand
Okay.
up, oh,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. And if you wanted the points to stand out more, then you will just add it after the density.
Mm.
Yeah. like that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you have any question, you want to say it out like I did, or you want to type it in the chat box, please feel free to do that now.
Yeah. How are we doing on time? Okay, I can do that. I can do that today. Um, oh, where can I download a map for Nigeria? Let's see. Census. Well, all right. So I have two questions. One is just like, if I can share the syntax for the data map, and then where can I download a map of Nigeria? Um, so I'm gonna do those questions in order. So I think there's like a bug with GGMaps. Um, and so I found it on Stack Overflow. I'll just send the link to you guys. But I guess I don't have the most updated version of GGMaps. So I gotta remove the one that I just downloaded. I already have DevTools, but if you don't, you can just do install DevTools. And then you can do the developer tools. Oh, sorry. Just, um, and this is the Stack Overflow post that I'm following. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna restart my session. Okay. And then I'm going to upload all the libraries. Oh, great. It says I don't have the GGMap library anymore. Well, if everything was going perfectly to plan, um, so for the stata maps, you still have to pull in your API key. And then they are like a little bit tricky. Because with the Google Maps, in order to so this part when it comes to get map, with Google Maps you can just name the city or the country that you want, or just the latitude or longitude of the city that you want. Well, with the stata maps, you have to have a bounding box. So I can show you what I had to do for that. So it wants like a left, a bottom, a right, and a top. and it's very hard to like figure out how to do that on your own. Luckily, GGMap has a function called make bounding box or make BB box. I can let's see if I can. Okay. So yeah, still not working for me, but just gonna do make me box. And with this function, all you have to do is give it a latitude, a longitude in the data set that you're using. So I'm using the retail subset data set that I created, and then I'll just look through the column, through all the rows that has the longitude and latitude, and it will just generate the bounding box for you. So that was the most difficult part about the set of the Stedman maps. But other than that, it's just like after you have the bounding box data, you just put it in the location. You use GitMap, you put in the location, and then you give it what map type that you want it. And so here are the updated themes that you can use for the Stedman maps. And as you can see, it's exactly like, I'll just read the same code that I did before. And I can upload my code to the GitHub profile after this. And then map of Nigeria. Let me share. I think Nigeria has its own data portal. So let's start there. Let's see. Then it has some maps. Okay. I think you can export. Okay. So this is tricky, right? It's they have it as a Excel file instead of a shape file. So I mean there's ways that you can turn it into a shape file. So you can, let's see. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna cut this and I'll just put it here, paste it here. That's it. Okay. Um, I'm just gonna do this the lazy way. Can you guys see my screen or no? I'll share my entire screen. Oh, okay. So it just gives you the numbers and not the shape file. So I think I ran into a dead end over here. Um I was or putting it in Google that will help too. So um the World Bank is a pretty good data catalog. Gonna shorten it. Um, so for this, I think not really sure. I think you can use the you can use the GeoJSON package. I think. Um, okay. So this is a GeoJSON. Um, yeah, I think this will work. So I'm gonna send you this link to the World Bank. Um, oh, okay. Stanford Library. Thank you for sharing that, Ricardo. Are there any other questions or yeah, I can just be here fumbling if you guys don't mind. It's whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you. If you have any question, you can put them in the chat or you can signify them. Will allow you to mute yourself. So I'll use this opportunity to really thank Ola, Zaynab. We're grateful for you to really honor our invitation. We are really grateful. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
So,
thanks guys for staying and listening to me. I really appreciate it.
oh,
So I hope you guys have a good holidays, good festivals ahead. So
yeah, well, we're looking forward to that. So actually, this is going to be our last time meetup for this year. So we'll use the remaining to have all nice holidays and plan for the next year. So So I think everybody is kind of appreciative of this time. And I want to use this opportunity. If we don't have any question, to say a big thank you to you all. Thank you, Fidelis. Thank you. So I want to thank you all for staying with us. And we've had a wonderful year with you guys, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. And I want to use this opportunity to really appreciate Zaynab and Ola again. We appreciate you. We know your tight schedule, and we are very, very grateful that you honored our invitation. Thank you so much. And to all the participants here, we're grateful. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you next year. So happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So, okay. I think that would be a good bye-bye. So please take care of yourself during the holidays. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.